Optic Racer and Bone and Doug. Hello. I haven't worn this shirt in forever. And I was like, why not? Oh, my hair is itchy. Sorry. So I got all that like lingering kind of seasonal change stuff going on. So, anywho, so how are y'all? I gotta like do something to my hair. Hold on. Like I gotta put it up a little higher. I think it's bugging the crap out of me. Hold on. So I'll keep my hair there. Like some of my hair. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay. Alright, I know it's a little 80s kind of sticking out to the side, but it keeps it off my neck. So, anywho. So, how is everybody? This I can't decide if it's living or dying. Like, is this like frozen or something? I think it's just a slow start. Usually it is. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Anyway. I'm okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I honestly, like, I would not have streamed tonight if I had realized this. When I first, like, set the thing up to stream, I went and looked, and it didn't seem like there was anybody on. I was like, oh, okay, I'll stream. And then, like, as it's counting down, like, I see everybody streaming, and I'm like, shit. So, like, yeah, like, everybody's on right now. I'm like, holy cow. Like, what's up with Tuesday? Like, Mondays and Tuesdays are, like, crazy days for streaming. You would think that would not be the case. Usually Mondays and Tuesdays do not seem like anyone else's busy days, but that is. Oof, I can check my Twitter here. Hold on. And I feel sad because, like, I was super excited. Mary Mayhem actually invited me to play Among Us. I was like, oh. I'm like, but I just didn't feel like in the mood to play games. And I'm like, I told her, I was like, it's so hard to say no to you, though. And I had no idea she was going to be streaming. Apparently she's streaming on Twitch stuff. But I was like, like, I wish I was more had like my head in the game kind of a thing. Like that would be that's so super cool of her to like offer. I was like, oh my god, thank you. My inaugurated dude, I gotta get in the game before I'm inaugurated. But thank you. I think I'm glad you're doing well, Doug. Very good. I'm very glad. You should do Twitch too. Yeah, you're like the second or third person to mention that because Melon's also mentioned I should, and I think someone else mentioned I should. But I don't know. I'm so bad at like even having like a schedule where I'm like even doing this. So like having two platforms, I'm like, I don't know. Oh, hello, deranged lunatic. Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you. You are a doll. Dave, meow to you as well. Like, I swear, like, they're probably gonna think I'm crazy because, like people are probably gonna look at my live streams, like, if I run for governor, and they're gonna be like, "This girl's weird." Like, they are. Do Twitch in a bikini? Yeah, if I want to break the camera. No, I know my limitations. Like, yeah. I'll probably that's a hard pass. But I like your optimism. I do. I like your optimism. But it's weird. I hear so many people talking about the girls on Twitch and calling them Twitch thoughts, I believe is the term. But yet, so many people go and check them out, and it's like so many people are. I mean, maybe it's not the same people. I don't know, but it would be hypocritical if the same people who are complaining are like the same people who are going over there. That would be kind of messed up. Like it's. I don't think that's really my thing to do the Twitch thought thing, but I'm not gonna hate on their game. Like they're not making anyone do anything they don't want to do. So, like, fair enough. Goodness. Well, I kind of started this, but I kind of like how we half-assed had a game plan, I think. I don't know. Because I've been reading up on, like, the governor thing, and, like, I didn't realize, like, the window to, I guess, get yourself on the ballot was so close. I was like, because it's, like, April 15th to April 17th. Like, that's a very small window. I'm like, oh, that's closer than I thought. Because, like, I didn't realize how long Governor Stitt's been in office. Well, like, I mean, I know he got like I just like time gets away from you. Like this year, last year, it's kind of going by in a weird haze. So yeah, I looked it up. I'm like, when's the next election and all this, and I was like, oh. And the last time I checked years ago, I checked because I had thought about like the whole governor thing for like a long time, and like every time they elect someone, I'm like, I don't think I could do worse. But I never really did anything with it though. And so before it was like $1,000 to get on the ballot. And I'm like, that's a lot of money. Like, ooh. And then I looked it up this time, and because I was looking up something else, I was looking up like where do you go to like officially register to have them put you on the ballot and all that. And they happened to mention that it was like now 2,000. I'm like, shoot. I mean, I understand they want to make sure that someone is sure they want to do this before they do it, so I do get that. But I really feel that really edges out people who, like, I'm not saying I'm smart, but like it could edge out people who are smart but are just don't have a lot of money, and makes it easier for people who have money to get in. Which I'm not saying having money is bad, but there's so many people who already have a decent amount of money, and then they go into politics. And as they stay in politics and get more and more money, they become less connected to regular people like us. And that's kind of where I'm kind of at on that, if that makes any sense. This year has gone by quickly. Yes. Yeah, it's weird. It's like it's going fast and slow at the same time. It's really weird. Vote Mora for Slasher Party. For the Slasher. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. Like, that sounds frightening, actually. Like, it sounds funny, but I'm sitting here like I don't think that would look good on one of those little posters. Like, like if everybody knew slasher, like that would probably make it funnier. But like, it makes perfect sense. Oh my gosh. But yeah, like, oh my goodness. And I thought Ruthie was beefing with me on Twitter. I was like, what? So I DM'd her. I'm like, what is this? And she was like, she was explaining that she was trying to hit me with some hard questions, because that's what happens when, like, you run for an office. They're going to ask you questions you're not ready for or you're not expecting. I was like, oh, girl, warn me next time. Holy crap. I thought everybody's going to think we're hating each other. I was like, what did I do? I thought I'd done something wrong to her. And she was like, no, like, I got no problem with you. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, give somebody warning. Like, she just, like, see how she came in sideways. It surprised me. And I was like, what? And she said, I see the little triggered from that. And it wasn't necessarily the question, like, bothered me. It was just that, like when things are written down, typed out, you can't really hear the tone. And so I thought she was just, like, coming at me. And I was like, what did I do to you? Yeah. But, like, it got solved and it was okay. So that was good. It's like, of all people, like, I can't see having any beef with Ruthie. Like, Ruthie doesn't beef with people. Like, at least I don't think so. Like, I don't think I've ever seen her in an argument with somebody. She might have been, but I've never seen it. Like, she's like one of those nice, quiet ones that like don't cause problems, and like yeah. And so I was like, me? Oh my goodness. I didn't know how to even react to that. Trying to see if anybody wants to, like, there's any notifications, anybody wants to hop on. Mm. I guess we can just casually discuss the whole idea while I I think one of the problems I do have is that most of the people that like follow me on YouTube are not in Oklahoma. A lot of them not even close. A few are like live in Texas, but so that's a neighbor. But I have like tried really hard to find like YouTube people in Oklahoma, and it's so hard to find. Like I know people in Oklahoma use YouTube, but finding them is it's been a very strange and difficult thing. Because I think it would be like way cooler and way easier to talk to people who live in Oklahoma. Meow cat. Yo. Yo to you as well. And you gotta love the meow cat. You gotta love that. You know, a little highlight. That is so cute. I love that. Like if I hadn't picked this name, I probably would have gone with something like meow cat. I probably would have. But yeah, I gotta figure out how to like I don't know. I think YouTube could be used as a really good thing to like do like a question and answers type of thing. You know, it's so cute. Everybody could be meow in the chat. It's adorable. But also I was thinking, so I mean, as far as like transparency and everything, I would think it would be like super cool, like make a different channel, like aside from this one, and like if I was to become governor, there could be like the meetings that you can do, have it like live streaming and like let people hear like kind of like they do when like Congress is in session, and sometimes they have it on like ESP, not ESPN, sorry, like CNN or whatever. They can hear what they're talking about. Do stuff like that, you know. I have to get an icon, a cat icon. Fair enough. I might get. Let's see this one. Right, that's kind of where I'm at too. That C-SPAN. Thank you. I could not remember the name of it, but yes, thank you, C-SPAN. I've not had cable in a long time, and like those things are dull. But it would be cool, I think, to like use my like get it, make a new channel and live stream it, so that way if people wanted to see like what the governor and other people are talking about in a meeting and stuff like that, as long as it's not anything that breaches like any security issues, of course. Um, I don't know what to make of that, but okay. Like, I do not know. But I think it would be kind of cool so if they want to, they could just like come to the channel and like see what stuff's being discussed and everything. Oh, and also one of the things is I am going to change, at least in Oklahoma, because I can't change everywhere. But in Oklahoma, you should watch C-SPAN so you can fall asleep. From some of the pictures I've seen, some of the like members of Congress fall asleep during those meetings. So maybe so. But yeah, like that was actually cute, and I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, I am so tired, and I think I speak for a lot of people when I say this. Not politicians, but like regular people. I am so tired of there being like a bill that's supposed to cover something specific, but then it has all this other crap piggybacking on it. You know, I think that is terrible. So when it doesn't get passed, people can go, "Oh, well, see, they don't care about this or that," and be like, "It's not that. It's you wanted to add junk onto it that has nothing to do with this, or it's extra." So I'm going to try to set something in motion to where every time somebody wants to present a bill, get the Oklahoma musical and turn it into a slasher movie. I don't know if people in Oklahoma would be offended by that. I oddly like it though. Like make it like a parody, like horror version of that. Dude, that's messed up. But I kind of want to write that down. Do I have a pen? I do have a pen. I think I actually have to make a note of this. I'm not lying. Hold on. I have so much paper over here. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. That actually sounds great. I know that's totally off topic, but that's a good idea. I'm gonna take notes on that. Sure. Version of Oklahoma. I hope that doesn't offend the people in Oklahoma. I'm not even sure how many people like even watch that at this point. Like almost nobody watches classics anymore. Or at least a lot now. But dude, that is like hilarious. I love it. I feel the same way, honestly. Yeah, too many extra bills. Yeah. So basically, like you know how like when you're in school and they're like you need to use 500 words for this essay, and so you just use the extra fillers to try to, you know, make as much of it as you can to make it as much more than it needs to be. Like I'm gonna go for the complete opposite. I'm gonna be like, you want to present a bill? It better not be more than like 5-10 pages. Like you should be able to pretty well give me an idea of what you want in about 5 or 10 pages. If it's got a bunch of extra junk in it, it's not gonna happen. I'm not signing off on shit. For real. Honestly. Like too much sneaky shit gets put into play. And then then it messes with people. They're thinking they're voting for one thing and they don't realize they're voting for other stuff they're not aware of. Now, I do understand that yes, people should do their due diligence and read what bills are coming in. But when you make something like 500 pages, are you kidding me? Almost nobody has time for that. I think half the time other politicians who are voting for it may not even realize what's in it because they're like about, 20 pages in, they're like, you know what, I got other stuff to do. There's so much crap people get away with. Like, no, I'm gonna make a new rule. Be like, each bill you want to present to me, 5 or 10 pages. If you should be able to be concise and tell me within that amount of paper what you. Why are people coughing? What you want and why, and your game plan for this. If it's a bunch of fluff, I'm just gonna hand it right back to them like a I'll put an F on it like I'm grading their work. I'm like, try again. I absolutely will. Vote more if you want to live. Oh my god, that makes me sound like some Terminator stuff. Like, come with me if you want to live. That's totally how that sounds right now. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm even gonna like. Hey, Bianca Fights the Zombies. How are you? Welcome. Wow, people cough really loud in this house. I wonder if there's a way to like, without damaging the walls, really. Like, is there a way to like add more insulation? I'm wondering. It sounds like a really good idea right now, but that's expensive. Anyway, so basically, yeah, I need to figure out how I can come up with. Oh my god, it sounds like everybody has tuberculosis. Oh, hey, Multi-Gun. Welcome. I'm basically just sort of bouncing ideas off people. Like, I'll be right back. Y'all sound like y'all got tuberculosis and shit. There we go. I closed one of the doors. Brown alert, brown alert. I do. That's a weed cough. Yes, yes, it is. It is. They have medical cards. They're all legal. They have medical cards. They just sound like they're exfoliating their lungs right now. That's very distracting. Like, I mean, if my room looked cleaner, I would probably stream from my room. Like, I used to. I mean, it was a mess then as well. And technically, I could just, like, staple green fabric to, like, the ceiling and make it some way where you can, like, kind of just, like, pull a string and it just goes up when you don't need it. I should probably consider that. So, like, this room can be optional instead of necessary. Anywho, but yes, I'm bouncing ideas off them about like what I would do as governor and this and that. Um, I mean, there's a few things I would definitely like change. Brown, green, zebra alert. What in the world does that even mean? It is like confusing. We don't need medical cards for weed in Canada. That's the only bit of living in. We have areas that are like, I think Colorado is recreational. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Uh, because well, I don't smoke it. I can't. It's not a good idea. It gives me anxiety. It's like something awful. I just can't. But so I've not really kept track. Like I know that like if you have a medical card, like say in Oklahoma, like I think there's 16 other states that will like respect and recognize your card if you travel to that state. I mean, I know things like that, and I think California and Colorado are recreational. I think Washington State or Oregon might be. It's hard to keep track because like and that's the last time I checked. In the last couple of years, it may have changed. I do not know. That's but again, other states really aren't my business per se. There's a secret origin of the Walking Dead. But yeah, as far as weed though, like yeah, if I become governor and like definitely one of the first things I'm gonna do, and this is like really top of the list. Not just because being like pro freedom for people to have weed, but we have so many like there's such an imbalance in the justice system. There really is. We have people who should not be out walking the streets, not in jail because of jail overcrowding. But we have a lot of people who are nonviolent offenders. They're in jail for weed charges because even with a medical card, there's just only a certain amount you're allowed to carry with you. And if you go over that, you can find yourself in trouble. Or people who just don't have a medical card and they just have weed and it's not like they have anything else. Uh, Honestly, I'd rather have a pothead walking down the street than, you know, someone who got out on like got in jail crowding like someone who touched upon folks they shouldn't have been touching up on. Like I really think that's much more of a danger to the community. I mean, we really, yeah. I mean, the non-violent people. I mean, there's times when people can't pay a fine like for a parking ticket and have to spend some time in jail. That doesn't mean they're a danger to the community. I mean, it's tricky because if they do something wrong and you got to pay a fine, and they don't. Like, yeah, I get it, but I mean, we really need to reprioritize what we consider absolutely important for the. Oh, thank you, Bone. But we really need to prioritize the whole country. Actually, yeah, because America, from the last I heard, we are one of the highest in the world for incarceration rates. Excuse me, a little bit of a hairball. Now, I'm not sure where Oklahoma ranks in that. I don't know if we're like the worst in Oklahoma in America for it or where we are on the list. But the fact that America itself, the land of the free, has the highest incarceration rate is insane. It is. Now there are laws that I agree with and I understand why they're there, and but there are some that I think maybe they just get taken a little far, and so that's definitely something I would absolutely work on. Like because if by some weird miracle, land of the free, home of the incarcerated, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And there are bad people. I'm not saying there's not. There are a lot of bad people, and yes, bad people should there should be some sort of punishment. I mean, people can't just go around willy nilly doing whatever they want, beating the crap out of people, doing wild ass shit. But like, if someone's like, but we should prioritize them by like the risk factor they are to society. I mean, we really should. This is what we should have. I mean, I think at some point we could work that way, and then jails just started making more and more money off of this, and this became such a problem. I shouldn't talk. You've got more freedoms than Canada has. But for how long, though? I mean, to be honest, bit by bit, things are getting chipped away. if we have the highest incarceration rate, maybe we don't have as many freedoms as people think. Bit by bit, they're going out the door. And both sides see it. I know both sides see it, but neither side can agree with each other long enough to try to stop it. And it's the darndest thing. It is. People will absolutely cut their nose to spite their face. Because everyone should have just been programmed by the news and crap on the internet to hate each other. Everything gets blown out of proportion, and nobody wants to relent. No one wants to compromise. No one wants to meet anyone halfway. Almost nobody. I guess there are people who do, but there's not. It doesn't seem to be as many, but maybe that's part of the game. Maybe I'm supposed to believe that because that's what I get to see when I turn on the internet up every day. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna. I don't know. Like I'm so used to getting to meet people here and talking here. Meanwhile, the dude on the other room loses his lungs hit by hit, bit by bit. Right? You're also not wrong. Yes. Yeah. Man, he's like if anyone could exfoliate their lungs, it's that guy in there. Like exfoliating's good. Like when it's your skin, I'm not so sure about the lungs. I'm a little concerned about him. I've smoked for 25 years and I don't cough like that. Right now, I just have like this I know it's kind of unattractive, sorry, but it's like drainage kind of. I had a little bit of bronchitis the other day. It's gone now, but it's like a little stuffy headed thing going on. I'm assuming it's the weather, or change in weather. But yeah, but even that, like, but I don't know. I did go by the OSBI the other morning, which is the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. It's like our own little mini FBI. I'm assuming every state has their version of like a mini FBI. So I decided, I don't know what all information they collect. So I decided to go for a background check. Just see what they had. See if there was anything about me. Just see what they got. So, and they had a bunch of options, they had like 4 options, which is weird. You can go by fingerprint, by name only, this and that. I'm thinking, well, anything that would have my fingerprint would have my name attached to it, obviously. So, yeah. So I was like, I'll just go by name, I guess. Like, I wow, people. Anyway, like no shit, she handed me back. It was like a really strange waste of $15 because I got it back and it doesn't look like I've ever been arrested ever in the state of Oklahoma. I was like, because I remember I had gotten into an issue in Texas and it was a federal situation, which makes like Oklahoma falls under jurisdiction of federal. So like I was on probation for like 3 months, federal probation. That is a very dumbass story from 2004. I promise I am not as dumb as I was in 2004. People, I think the next time I stream, I might actually do it from my room. I just didn't want to have to move like this whole setup. That's because you got female semi-virgin immunity. You are the designated last survivor. That TV show, Last Designated Survivor. Oh, dude, that made me think of it. That was actually not a bad show. I feel like I would feel like him, kind of going into office, going crap, and trying to do the best I can. Because honestly, like what it says, I have to be 31 years old. Someone left that door open. I closed. But you have to be 31 and you have to be a resident of Oklahoma for 10 years. I have got that nailed perfectly. Not a problem. So, but yeah, it showed that, so the lady was like, well, if that's federal, then that doesn't necessarily fall under the OSBI jurisdiction. I'm like, but I didn't know I had a warrant, and so I turned myself in downtown in Oklahoma City. And she's like, huh. So you think that would have shown up because I didn't know I had a warrant. And when I did find out, I did turn myself in. I'm not running on a misdemeanor. It was a misdemeanor. I didn't know there was federal misdemeanors. I didn't know that was a thing. I figured if you hit federal, you were just boned. I did not know that at the time. Anyway, but it doesn't even show a record of it having like I was like, I mean, this is good. This looks good, but puzzling, you know. Uh, Through the politics, they fight dirty. They still make up stuff. Well, yeah. I mean, I understand they make up stuff, but there's certainly no reason to try to give them fuel for the fire. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it any easier on them. Make them at least have to make up some shit, and then be like, okay, pictures it didn't happen. Let's see some proof. Well, actually, people can Photoshop, but you get what I'm saying. Like, pictures or didn't happen. They at least have to prove something, hopefully. Sorry about that. Yeah. I can feel like I'm almost better. I can just feel like a little tickle, like right here. It's almost gone. So yeah, but I mean, like I'm really a boring person. Like I know I'm very weird and eccentric on here, and I actually am like this in real life too. I talk with my hands like this, you know. I greet people with meow. Well, it's people I know. Like if it's people who already know me, I'll be like meow, and they'll be like meow. It's like code. Like we just do that. I wouldn't necessarily do that to a random stranger. I don't want to scare them. But like everybody's got their weird like their friend group has their little weird idiosyncrasies and stuff like that. But I'm pretty much the same way in real life as I am on here, which translates way differently. On here, you expect people to be kind of out there, and you expect them to be a little strange. That's kind of their thing, you know. But in real life, people, especially at least in Oklahoma, and nothing against Oklahomans, like they're in some ways they're very old fashioned, which is okay. There's nothing as long as it's the right old fashioned, not the bad part of old fashioned. But like yeah, it's old fashioned, salt of the earth, hardworking, blue collar folk. You know what I'm saying? I don't fit in, like, and that's probably gonna be an issue. I don't know. I think if they give me a chance to talk and to hear what I have to say, I might have a chance. Because I think people, whether they're blue or red, I think they're sick and tired of being lied to. I've seen people, even a couple, one or two people who come to this channel have mentioned they were sorry for how they voted. They felt betrayed. So both red and blue are tired of being lied to by everyone. So I won't. If I don't know the answer to something, I'll simply tell them I don't know. I'll see what I can do. That's what I do with anybody. If they want me to make a promise, I'll tell them I'll see what I can do. I don't want to make a promise I can't keep, but I'll certainly try. I will try to find compromises where both people can be at least reasonably content with the situation. Goodness. Now, breathe in my drink, which doesn't help. One of the things also about Oklahoma is they what helps sell the election, the campaign, is they like the husband, the wife, 2.3 kids, the dog, white picket fence, church going, which there is nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there is. I'm not a churchgoer myself. I have no problem with people who do. Like, no, like just because I don't go to church does not mean I'm going to try to impede on anybody's right to freedom of religion or civil liberties in any way. Like, I just. No joke, the door is closed. There's a good chance I'm in here. You know what? Maybe this is a test. Because if I can try to stay on course and talk through all this, maybe a town hall meeting or whatever will be easier. I don't know. Hey, Dr. Asher, how are you? They don't let you guys vote either. What guys vote either? I don't understand. Yeah, we don't get to vote. Oh, yeah, because of Puerto Rico. I think you got an anonymous donation. Oh, okay. Let me see. I may have to slightly apologize to my neighbor. I may have said something that was, I kind of meant it at the time, but it may have been over the line a wee bit. So I probably, oh, I did get a notification. Someone looks very approving of me running for governor. It's funny, the majority of people who want me to run for governor are people who are not even in the state, which is a darn shame. Like, I so wish y'all were here. It'd be so much easier. Hey, Zachariah, how are you? Let's build the city, build the Church of Kitty. No, you know what? We're good on that. We're good on that. Thank you, though. But okay. Fluff on my phone. So I gotta sign in. Oh, be quiet, Google. Oh my gosh.
How's that taste?
I don't see an anonymous. Hold on, let me go look. Like, maybe something's being weird. Let me check it. My phone is very laggy. It's not an anonymous donor. It's somebody from earlier. It was from Mongo. So yeah, okay. I thought there was something new. I mean, it's still good to have. Every bit helps. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, I thought yeah, that was from like a little while ago. But I do appreciate you checking on it. Meowstafarians. That is cute. Not gonna lie. Also, oh yeah, another thing. And I'm gonna have to cut Grand Meowster more. Oh my gosh, y'all are too wild. I swear. But something else. I'm not sure how well it's gonna go.
Just eat it and love it.
Be very, very careful because a lot of people don't call them love first responders, which is fine. It is totally fine. I consider first respond. I mean, cops are often the first on the scene. Don't get me wrong, but when I think first responders, I think paramedics and fire department. But the difference between them is the paramedics and the fire department aren't trying to go for quotas. So they try to claim that that's not a thing, but quite a few times it's been sort of like low key admitted that it is a thing. And so I'm going to try to get rid of that because when you become a cop, I mean, you want proper benefits, decent pay, which is fair. Don't get me wrong, but you're not working on commission. You're not. If you wanted to work on commission, go work at a car lot. These people, like, if I go to like run for governor, they're not allowed to be in the crowd. Like, they're so not. What's up, Games? How are you? But yeah, I mean, cops should not be working on commission. I really don't think so. Like, doing the right thing and upholding the law and making sure the citizenry is safe should be your main concern. That should be what drives you. Who's in the crowd now? In the crowd? I mean, like in here in the chat, or like back there? Because they're like the neighbors and the rest of the family. So I'll just answer either possibility. But yes, I mean, there's like a few things. I mean, I'm gonna have to look into it and see what all there is, because like part of, I guess, politicking and campaigning is going and talking to people and see what things bother them and what they think could be fixed. And this will kind of give me an idea of what bothers people and what they need. Because people make fun of Oklahoma. Even Oklahoma makes fun of Oklahoma. So there's obviously something that can be fixed. Maybe not everything. You can't make everyone happy. And I'm not going to go in and try to lie to these people and tell them I'm going to. Nothing specific I just heard in the crowd. Oh yeah, my family, like they're not gonna be like, I'll be like, y'all are not allowed to be in the crowd because y'all be coughing and laughing and chortling, and I'll be like, no, 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 no. They actually probably would behave. They probably wouldn't do that, but I'm just making fun of them for making so much noise. Yeah, yeah. I think I need to find a clipboard. I want to find a cute clipboard though. Apparently, I went to one place. I can't remember where this place was. I wish I could remember. But they had a clear clipboard. I think it's my dentist's office. That is clear clipboard. It had like little flowers on it. It was really cute. Like I thought regular brown clipboards and black clipboards were like that was all you could get. Didn't know that was an actual. They create your walls. Doors soundproofs for cheap. That is such a good idea. I like that idea. I wish I create the whole bloody house almost. But there is times when I want to be able to hear everything in the house. What the fuck? No link? Oh, oh. Wait, do you want a link to come onto the panel, or are you like? But hi, Fugerville. But like, which link are you referring to? Me to get along with, but you gotta communicate. I need to understand. Like, I'm sure he'll put a link for your channel up too. I think you just popped in, so you gotta give the guy a second. But yeah, at some point, yeah, it just everything. Money is super tight. So, and like, I wouldn't even mind paying most of this or whatever. I think Fugerville might be kidding, but I'm not entirely certain. That's why I'm waiting on a response. Make motel bedroom soundproof. As hilarious as that is, technically, that is the responsibility of the business owner. So that would be something customers would have to take up with the business. Like, if I'm going to micromanage, I'm going to be micromanaging like agencies and making sure they're doing their job and not corrupting stuff and cheating stuff. Go to local community organizers near you, churches, Rotary clubs. I've heard of Rotary clubs. I'm actually not entirely sure what a Rotary club is. When I think Rotary phone. School board meetings, food banks, it's fair. Better Business Bureau, Chamber of Commerce, labor unions. Labor unions. Oh, I'm going to have to pick that carefully. I'm going to have to pick that very carefully. Because, and this is not the case in all occupations, but there's a few occupations where unions are basically, they make you pay dues, they supposedly support you, and you pretty much have to do what they tell you, and they don't really represent a lot of people like they used to when they first started doing unionizing. So I would have to carefully pick who I do business with. Okay? Because when people help you get elected, like organizations and such, you to some degree are in their pocket. And I don't think it's ethical to end up in someone's pocket. I don't believe in what they're doing. And so, yeah, if you have a channel, I don't mind dropping the link. A different political party group, except all different. Yeah, I'm going to run as Republican because that is the best chance to win in Oklahoma. It is. There's Governor Stitt, who's in now. As far as the other seats in Oklahoma, Republicans have the majority. But there's another Republican who used to be a senator, and he's not anymore, and he wants to run for governor. And this is a terrible idea. It's terrible. And one of his main issues is, okay, you know how everybody is kind of concerned about the COVID vaccine and the vaccine passports and this and that. And there's many civil liberty arguments about this situation. But he's an anesthesiologist. So, I mean, he's a doctor, but he's an anesthesiologist. Because she's not invited. Anyway, I'm in a bad spot because I kind of raised my voice at her earlier, and it's a long story, but I was worried about someone's grandma dying, and she just said the wrong thing at the wrong time. She mentioned sometimes people just get old. And I don't think that people being old is the reason to give up on them and not try to fight to save them. So I kind of called her Dr. Kevorkian in a very stern tone because I was talking to my friend about his grandmother, who I have now adopted as grandma because I like her. And apparently she likes me too. Like, I think she's great. And I feel like she interjected at the very wrong time because I was visibly agitated. Because, I mean, nobody wants grandma to die, you know? And when she made it seem so passe, like, well, sometimes people just get old. I'm thinking this was a wrong time to interject. And I just snapped off at her. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever snapped off at her, but this was a serious, like, because literally there was discussion about a DNR, which is a do not resuscitate order. And I had found this whole situation, I pretty much found out the first 20 minutes I was awake today. That's a rough way to start the day. So, like, yeah. Not guaranteed that something coming out of my mouth is going to be a good thing. Because, like, I didn't have time to settle into the day and then find out. Like, no, I pretty much woke up to this. And I'm just like... And then hearing someone basically like, well, people just get old. Try harder then. Okay? Old people are important. Are you okay, Maura? You have the weather's changing. I had a little bronchitis. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Not COVID. Anywho, labor unions are just a way for people within a workplace to do collective bargaining. I hear you though. Well, like I said, certain ones. That's why I said not all unions. Some are archaic and unneeded now. I mean, like when there was when a lot of unions were starting, they were there to protect kids from child labor and being, getting mangled up in factories and things like that. Like, but now we have child labor laws. We have workplace laws. We have laws for, like, we have OSHA. We have things to prevent things that originally needed unions. So I'm not saying all of them, but some. And so, yes, but I hear you though. I've seen how police and teachers unions have protected bad cops. Yes. But a lot of people, see, here's a tricky place to walk. It's a very thin line because people absolutely adore their teachers as a whole. I mean, there's individual bad ones, yes. I'm not saying it. But as a whole, we love, in Oklahoma, we love our police and we love our teachers. And if I come in sounding like I'm going to ruffle up whatever they got going, they are going to try to spin up that I hate cops and I hate teachers. Yeah, of course, sure. I hate teachers. Yes, I hate people who teach kids. Yeah, of course. But yeah, like somebody's gonna try and make something sound stupid, just like Doug said. They're gonna twist something. So I have to figure out how to explain things in such a way that I can convey my idea without. I say I'm only kind of kidding. Let's have a fun panel, indeed. You made me think of that song. I hope I die before I get old. Sometimes old sneaks up on you faster than you think. I wish we had a union when I worked for the big box store that I'll not name. And that's fair. Yeah, like, yeah, a lot of times unions just, I don't know, so it's going to be very tricky. But definitely, like, one of the issues is the lottery commission issue. Not sure if I should talk about this, actually. Like, But I really feel that the money that is, because the money from the lottery is supposed to start going towards schools, and it doesn't seem that it is, or maybe it's not going to the correct schools, which is a problem. Because if there's like low income schools that are just getting ignored, I'm going to have to put a stop to that. And if somebody is trifling with the money and skimming off and stealing some of it, I'm going to have to do something about that. I can't let that go unchecked. I cannot. I cannot ethically let that go unchecked. That's probably going to piss some people off. But eventually, scandalous stealing funds, that's got to come to light eventually. And I'm not an easy person to bribe. I'm really not. And people might argue, well, you've been poor all your life. Yeah, I have. And I've survived. I've been poor all my life. So, that's the reason it's hard to bribe me. It is not a certain lifestyle I've come accustomed to. Nah. And besides, being governor pays well enough. It, I'm perfectly fine with it. I wouldn't need a pay raise. In fact, I carefully just put money in the bank and just save it for later. Most of it, shit. But it's like over $100,000 a year, I think. Like, I'd have to look because I don't know if that's the total 4 year term or like per year. I'd have to look at it again because I'm not really doing this. I'm not going in there like, oh, I want to become governor for the paycheck like that. No, God, no. Because it's like being president of the whole bloody state. Like me and like I think somebody else are like in charge of the like National Guard. Like that's serious. Oh, talk to military members too. That's an idea. See if Oklahoma can do anything to make them a little happier. I'm not sure who to talk to though. Like I don't know. Get your own parking spot if you go. Oh, they have that. Like over at the Capitol, like they have parking spot for representative, you know, 102 and then representative like 104, things like that. They like representatives already have their, and I'm assuming governors have their parking spot already designated. Like there's a special part of the parking lot for that. But I don't care about having my own special parking spot. As long as I don't have to park all the way at the end of the parking lot, because that is far. So as long as I don't have to do that, like I'm fine. I kind of don't care. It would be cute though, but like if I can get away, I probably would actually put like little cat ears and like some whiskers if I wouldn't get in trouble. Like I might do that on my parking spot. I actually might do it. But aim for 2 terms. Don't be a one-term slash or governatrix. No, I mean I'll try out the first term. I don't mind trying for a second term. But if people seem like they're truly unhappy with the work I've done, I don't want to feel like I waste their time and money trying to force them into, or talk them into voting for me if they're not happy. Like, I kind of want this job, but I kind of don't. See, that's the thing, though. People who want this job too much, that's the ones you have to watch out for. They're the ones that are up to something. I only kind of do because I actually give a shit, and hopefully maybe I can make things better for people. If I don't do a good enough job, then I mean it depends. I mean, if the next go around there are no term limits for governors. Yes, 2 terms, just like president. There's 2 terms, 2 4 year terms. 8 years is your max. But it would depend. Like on the second go around, if there's other candidates that seem like they're better qualified than me, uh, and people didn't seem very happy with the work I did, then I would just do 1 term. Because really, this is supposed to be about leading people and making things better. And if there is someone who, like if I take a shot at it, I don't do a good job, and it seems like someone else will do better, then why not? It's not supposed to be just about me. It's supposed to be leading other people and trying to make things, decent, you know? My favorite governor that I know of was Jesse Ventura. He did a great interview on Joe Rogan. He also did a great interview on Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, man, I don't know.
You sure?
I doubt I'd ever be in a situation where I would be interviewed by Piers Morgan, but dude, I wouldn't know what to thought. Dude, he's like the Gordon Ramsay of like interviews. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I would have to like sit down and talk with that guy for a little while before we like went on the air to talk because I'm not sure how I would take. Like, I'd have to kind of get used to how he is before I did that. Cause I'd be like, yeah, our governor just started his third term. What? He's the most popular governor we've had in a long time. I guess so. If he got 3 terms, shit. Where are you at? Where are you at? Do you have a 3-time governor? Like that's wild. Because I don't believe any state in the union does that. So I can't tease you into making a panel. Oh, I didn't know. Piers Morgan pretty much hates Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura is only slightly more chill than Alex Jones. Only slightly. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that they've been wrong about a lot of stuff. It's their presentation. Their presentation, it sounds so out there that people will automatically just tune it out because it sounds like crazy talk. It doesn't mean that everything they've said is wrong, but presentation matters, which I probably should work on. Hey, Price, how are you? Darling, I'm sorry I was zoning out. I didn't see you come in. I am so sorry. How are you, sweetheart? And so, Fugerville. Oh, yeah, you do. That's right, you have. Okay, you have been on streams. I think for the first time you started talking, hanging out in my stream, I think you weren't doing streams at that time. Alex Jones is the man. I love that. I appreciate his enthusiasm. You know what I mean? And he's been right on a few things, but his presentation is just so. It's a little intense. Like, you gotta take some anxiety medication before you like interact with that. Like, I'm not trying to insult the guy, but some people are just intense, and he is. And some of his stuff does seem outrageous. I mean, he's talking about chemicals making frogs gay. Oh my God, what? Like, first off, actually, homosexuality does actually exist naturally in certain species in the animal kingdom. So to say it's making frogs gay is, like, I don't know if that was a real thing or somebody just made a meme of it, but like that's basically the impression I have of Alex Jones right now. And I'm like, so yeah, I'm not totally downing the guy. I'm not saying he's wrong. Just subtlety works. Some subtlety is a good thing. But he goes to that shock jock kind of, woo, in your face kind of, and it's a little much. Like, he gets so worked up. I'm afraid he's actually going to get himself. Okay, take your That's for depression, and I don't take Prozac. I take Klonopin for anxiety. If Alex Jones bites me, I will get rabies. All I can say is this channel does not endorse biting random folks for no reason. Sensual biting only. Anyway, but all right. So I guess if Fugerville would like to come on the channel, I guess you can send me a Twitter. Let me go check my Twitter, see if anything's going on over here. Because my got a surprisingly decent response when I mentioned thought of going from governor. Like, they seem to respond decently to it. So that was kind of nice. Of course, like I said, everybody that follows me, 99.9% of everybody who follows me on Twitter and YouTube are not in Oklahoma. And it's taken a while for y'all to get to know me. Want to chat on stream again? Up to you. Yeah, Price, send me a message and I will send you a link. It'll make it easier for me to find you in the thing so I don't have to scroll down the messages. If you're at the top of the list, it makes it so much easier. Stop dropping electronics! The case is not gonna save the screen. That kid, every time that kid runs, she's like 4. Every time she runs, she drops that tablet. And it's like that's not a guaranteed fix. I've heard. Oh, it jumped on me. Hold on. I've heard our current president is imploring states to reinstate the mask mandate. Well, that's for the states that decide. Honestly, you can't force people to. You can, but it's called tyranny. Um, that's that. See, that is a tricky situation because before I used to when it came to the gay wedding cake situation, I said businesses had a right to choose how they did business. It would be nice if they would not be dicks and refuse service to somebody because they didn't agree with who they were marrying. But I also I never envisioned a situation where masks were going to be mandated. So, all right, I will send you the link. Hold on. So there we go. Pop back over here. All right. Oh my God, you want me to find you there? You're difficult, Figurel. But oh yeah, sorry. Let me make sure I'm not missing. Let me scroll back up a bit. All right, sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Oh, yes. Here is price. Oh, let me
Yo,
fix.
what up, people? What up,
There we go.
people?
I always hate it when it looks like we're crammed together. It looks like
It's all good.
kind of like. But
Well,
no,
I don't.
leave it louder. I think they hate me. Like I don't know. I was
Seems like it.
slightly joking with them earlier. I was like, yeah, if y'all don't vote, like, will it be considered tyrannical if like I refuse to speak to y'all if y'all don't vote for me? And Aunt Jazzy was like, yeah, kinda. I'm like, shit.
Since you're talking about Alex Jones, you should watch the spat between him and Ben Shapiro. It's funny to watch. Yeah, Ben.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, Ben.
here's the.
Yeah,
All
Ben.
right, hold on. I want to address this. All right. Yes, that would be discriminating based on religion. Religion, like religious practice and whatnot, is a protected group,
Yep.
basically a protected situation. And
Yep.
now LGBTQ community also is a protected group. So technically, again, you draw a thin line between not allowing discrimination based on certain things and but not overreaching and telling a business how they can and cannot operate. And that's a very tricky thing. You don't necessarily want to do that. I like to believe that if a bakery, like in this scenario here, decides,
Mm,
no, I will not make your wedding cake because I do not approve of Jewish religion. The
yeah.
customer has a right to be quite offended. I
Yeah.
believe they have a right to go on Google review and say what they think about this bakery. And people can vote with their wallet on deciding whether or not they want to do business with a bakery that acts that way.
Yep.
I honestly think that that is the situation best left to the citizens in a calm fashion to handle,
Hmm.
not for me to micromanage.
Well, here's the thing about that situation. Remember how they were going through the whole court system just to
Hold on,
make
let me
him do
turn up
it?
the volume a little because everybody's loud as all hell. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that because there's literally hundreds of, if not thousands, of bakeries they could have chosen from, but since he refused, they were trying to knock on that one baker, the Christian baker, because like
Yeah,
I,
yeah. And from what I understood, they actually went like a couple of towns over from where they lived
yeah,
just to set that situation up.
yeah.
And
So it's a target.
granted, I'm not a fan of people who will discriminate on someone's wedding cake because really, you're just there to bake a cake. You're not condoning or
Yeah,
whatever anything. You have a product. They want to buy it. That's it.
yeah. So
And
my question for you then, my question, curious question for you then, would you bake a cake if someone asked you to bake a cake about Nazis?
Uh, Same thing
Exactly.
again. I don't think it's appropriate,
Hmm.
but again, it's up to the business owner to decide, I
True.
think. And if someone is upset or offended,
Hmm.
talk about it on Google review and let the citizenry decide if they choose to do business with this company.
I agree.
I
Yeah,
do,
well,
I do not I do not approve of people, necessarily rioting in front of the bakery, throwing rocks through the windows, nothing like that.
yeah,
Vote with your wallet. If you
yeah, try,
like, hey, I don't like that they made this kind of cake, I'm gonna go and have Walmart make my
mm,
cake or whatever
yeah,
makers.
yeah, like I said
Gambinos,
that,
if you're New Orleans Gambinos, mwah,
yeah, yeah,
just kiss.
like I said, there's like hundreds of different bakers that could have gone after that, but they
Yes,
decided to make
because
they decided to
right.
make like a big fuss about it. So,
Well, yeah, and as long as people try to be reasonable and not create like a mob to actually start physically
hmm,
attacking and being shitty to
yeah,
people. I mean, I've left some salty reviews on Google Review. I have.
yeah,
Like, yeah. Like, if something's shitty, I'll straight up say it.
hmm.
Like, and people from there on can decide how do you use the background, Maura. It's a green screen, and thankfully on here on StreamYard, it's super easy. You just go to green screen after you make sure you have one, and you just you decide which picture you want to load into the system, and select, and that's all you got to do.
Nice.
But
I,
let's see.
I
If you
mean,
believe Matthew 16:9, homophobic bakers aren't Christian bakers. Um, uh, that's up to you to decide, because I feel like even though there is multiple religions, every person, from my understanding, like whether it's Allah, God, whatever, each person has their own personal relationship with whatever higher power they believe in.
yep,
And so it's between basically this person and their conscience on how they want to proceed in this action. If they
yep,
choose to make a Jewish wedding cake or not, or a gay wedding cake or not. Because I can guarantee that, especially since wedding cakes are expensive, trust me, if you don't want that person's money, I guarantee the next bakery certainly be more than glad to take that money, and you
yep.
won't have it.
Yeah, like I said, there's literally hundreds of different bakers I could have gone to after this guy, but like I said, it was a hit job. It's a political hit job.
Well,
So,
yeah, and I'm very much against the concept of doing that, but that
yep,
also is, again, that comes back to a micromanaging of free speech.
and freedom of religion too. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, depending on the situation, because like the little evil mustache cake is that's not a
Evil
religion.
mustache.
That's not a
Evil
religion. That's a mental
mustache.
disorder. That's a mental disorder. That's a straight up mental disorder of the worst kind. So,
Evil
yeah,
mustache.
and so, like, I mean, yes, I find the swastika to be very offensive, absolutely.
Hmm.
But I can't flip flop and magically pick and choose what I think is constitutionally correct. That is
Yeah.
no, like, if something's constitutionally correct, it's correct. If it's not, it's not.
Hmm.
And now, a lot of times things are gonna people, as long as you're not inciting a riot, because we
Nope.
all know that screaming fire in a theater is not protected free speech. So
Nope.
trying to do something that incites a problem is the problem.
Yep.
Now, if somebody is crude and crass enough, oh, hold on, I'm sorry. Also, we got Matthew 9, verse 6. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, God has joined us together. Let us no one separate. Okay, fair enough. But my point, nonetheless, let me move the cursor because it blocks out some of the chat. Hello, Chrissy. How are you, darling? Mwah, and
What's
welcome.
happening?
It gets into places of public accommodation.
So,
Well, businesses, within reason, should accommodate their customers. That's what they're in business for. Now, I
hmm,
understand if they feel uncomfortable because let's say that your baker is Jewish, and
hmm,
whether you know it or not, like it'd be a little worse if you actually knew it and didn't do it because you're just trying to be a dick. But you go in there and you're like, hey, listen, whatever reason, let's say Halloween party. And I know it's in poor taste, but it's kind of a fucked up gag gift. Could you make us a cake that has a swastika? I'm not going to blame the baker for saying no.
hmm,
I don't think anybody's going to. But I'm sure they can find somebody who'll be willing to make that cake. Or they can make the cake and then maybe just tell you how they do the I forget what it's called, like the fondant or something, and
Yeah.
just cut it out and put it on your cake yourself, and just add that part yourself. Like some kind of in between can be settled. Again, I don't approve of mean little mustache man cakes. I don't. Like you got to be careful with those
I
kind of
know.
words on here.
I know.
But if people, I mean, if there was a law against bad taste in general, man, half of us would be in jail. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like Nickelback. I'm sure somebody would be like 2 months in jail for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on
Yeah.
what you consider bad taste. I mean, I think we can all agree about the swastika being bad taste. Any sensible person can. But still, we have to be careful. Oh yeah, okay. Wedding equals love. So I'm sorry. I read it wrong. I thought he was saying what swastika equals love. I'm not shit. Like you are testing where I stand on free speech. Holy shit! Like you about lost me, bro. Oh, I'm a little dyslexic, so I was like, wait. I had to look at it twice. I was like, what? Oh Lord, mercy! I was like, we're testing our limits today. Oh, it's like she's
Hey,
constitutional.
I'm
Let's
just
see
fine.
how much you
Hey,
get away with. Like, whoa
hey,
down,
hey,
whoa
hey,
down.
I'm just fine. I'm just laughing at you from losing your limits.
Dyslexia is fun. It's funny sometimes, and other times it's awkwardly embarrassing. You're like,
So,
yeah,
fun,
dyslexia and my voice text. I swear to
yeah.
God, I'm amazed anyone speaks to me.
So fun topic for you. Tell everybody about your experience with the lawyer breaking all the laws broken in your favorite movies. The movie that I sent you.
Okay. A lot of that, like, I feel like he contradicts. Like, okay, so I feel like this is an unfair conversation because nobody else saw the clip.
Well,
But
let's give them a general idea. Yeah, give them a general idea.
well, okay, so they're going over. There's a lawyer who's in New York because unless you're a federal lawyer, you wherever you take the bar exam and get your law license, you are able to practice in that state. There are
Yeah.
exceptions, giving people some backstory here on law. If for instance, I decided that there's a lawyer in New York that I absolutely fucking need, and if I can pay him enough. He can come here and set the bar exam basically and show that he knows the law in Oklahoma well enough to practice it here to do it. So just backstory on that. But so since everyone knows that Gotham is basically New York City with a different name, he is basically reviewing the stuff that goes on in this film between the Joker and Christian Bale.
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Rises one. So Batman and the crimes that were committed and whether or not it was a crime or self-defense or this or that. A lot of the Jokers was just straight up murder, terrorist threats. They were adding up how many years in prison each one would get. He was pointing out that like Batman was at that party where the Joker was holding people hostage. And my argument with him on that was he was saying that basically he was uh, loitering there, and there, at least in New York, under whatever code it was, that technically if you're there and you have no business being there, then he is in the wrong. But technically, if he watched the whole movie, which I'm not sure the lawyer did, uh, uh, Batman when he's not Batman. Fucking help
Bruce
me
Wayne.
here. Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne was already actually at that party.
Yeah.
Maybe he actually brought his costume with him, but he was actually already at that party. He was already there. He was a guest. He was already invited.
Well, no.
The difference is that when the
Wait. Bruce Wayne is the one who threw the party for Harvey Dent. Remember, he's the one who threw the party.
Well, he's still at the all right, but he's still at the party though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he had business being there, so he's not trespassing. He's not loitering. He's at this party legitimately. And so he puts the costume on after hiding Dent to protect him. And he said that was kidnapping. No, if you are protecting someone from imminent danger, that is not really kidnapping. Okay? So I really feel that was kind of, I don't think he was correct on that one. Also, his argument was that because Batman was at this party and he started beating up the Joker's henchmen, those were like, 5, 6, 7 cases of assault and this and that. And I was like, no, I disagree, because he was already at that party, so he was not trespassing, and he couldn't just turn around while the Joker had weapons at people, and this was a clear and present danger, an immediate danger, and so defending people, protecting them from an immediate danger, is not considered assault.
Yeah, especially when especially when it's your own party, because like I said,
Right.
Bruce Wayne's
Exactly. Well,
Bruce
I mean, granted that other people
Bruce
didn't
Wayne's the
know that
host.
it was
Yeah,
the same person.
yeah. Bruce Wayne was the host of the whole party. Yeah. So like I said, he's basically protecting his guests the entire time he's there, pretty much.
But I mean, this would teeter on a good Samaritan law to some degree, because if
Yeah.
you can help somebody and you choose not to, and they die when you could have done something, you can be considered somewhat at fault. So if Batman had not engaged in that party and did not stop the Joker and his henchmen from hurting those people, I feel that he would be liable for some of the damage caused, even if he did not initiate it. So I feel the
Yeah.
lawyer is wrong in that, and I would absolutely argue with him about it.
Mm.
Most of what he said was correct, a little harsh, but correct. But that one, I'm going to have to disagree with him on.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about him hacking all the phones in the city for that one
That
last
I
scene?
absolutely agree with Morgan Freeman 150%. That
Yeah.
is absolutely unethical. That no one person should have that kind of power. Nobody. I don't even, the NSA shouldn't have that power. Certainly not
Yep.
one man.
And
Certainly not.
tell
And
that
I
to
absolutely agree. It's unethical. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I understand why he did it, but
Yeah.
if we decide that it is okay to break constitutional laws and the expectation of privacy in
Yep.
order to for an end game, I mean, I know he was running out of time and everything.
Yeah.
I get that, but that when you do
Mm.
that, you start to set a precedent, not
Yep.
you like whether in court or in your own moral code, to
Yep.
excuse. Well, to what extent? To what extent is it okay to do it? Oh,
Yep.
well, I did this before, and this is similar, so I'll do it again, and so
Hmm.
on.
Well,
And
there was one man who exposed that for real in real life. Edward Snowden, when he exposed the government for spying on us.
my friend's phone, that's his ringer.
Okay. I was
If
just
I get
saying
a
that.
copyright strike for that, I'm gonna be unhappy.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, even though Batman did all that with all those phone hackings, but there was a guy who actually hacked the U.S. government and exposed them for spying on us. Was Edward Snowden? I hope he.
Yes, and I am absolutely proud of Edward Snowden. A lot of people won't like that because they think he's a traitor. And I'm like, what?
No,
When did exposing traitors make you a traitor?
because the government said so.
I'm not going to fit in very well, but that's
Yeah.
kind of okay.
Mm.
Like, but yeah, I can imagine some smear campaigns because
Yeah.
I
Like
play along to get along if the people I'm playing with are okay. But
yeah.
I
Like
do not think that things like that are appropriate in any fashion at all.
no, I agree, and
And
that's why.
I'm absolutely on Edward Snowden's side. Absolutely. Like
Yeah,
if
me
I
too.
if I could give that guy sanctuary here in Oklahoma, I'd do it. But he's probably safer where he's at. Because I
Yeah.
can't guarantee that somebody from the federal government wouldn't look like a normal person walking down the street and take him out. I can't guarantee that safety.
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of people are wanting Trump to pardon him before he left office or got out of office.
That
But
would have been nice. That would have been nice. I
yeah,
mean,
cause like I
because I
said,
understand that they have like non-disclosure agreements and this and that. But as
mhm.
far as I know, of non-disclosure agreements do not cover severe violation of constitutional and civil liberty rights.
Yep.
Absolutely not. It
Yeah,
should not.
yeah. Even Mitch McConnell said to Trump, if you pardon Snowden, we will convict you in an impeachment trial. I'm like, it just goes to show you how insanely scared that Washington, the establishment, are when people expose them
I
to
know,
the
and the
public.
fact that if I run for governor, I'm going to have to be somewhat a part of that game because if you're the governor,
Mhm.
you're expected to go to different states, go to Washington D.C., and
Mhm.
contend with basically a den of thieves and vipers.
Yep.
And the higher up you piss off, the more likely you are to get yourself killed.
I'll say
So
this
I
much.
do realize there is an inherent risk of me
Uh-huh.
being the asshole I am against
Mhm.
these people.
Yep. If
But
it, if it if it was me being elected president, I would pardon Snowden and the other guys just as a big fu to them, because you're not gonna make them a traitor when you when they want
I'm
when they were.
not. I think it would be nice to pardon them, but I would not expect Snowden to come back.
Yeah, probably not, but like I
I
said,
wouldn't. If a country, if I exposed the corruption that country was doing, I
mhm,
wouldn't feel safe enough to come back because America doesn't
mhm.
forgive very well.
Well, here's the thing though, but it's not exactly that America forgives them. It's just that the government hates them. The government hates them, like I said, because he exposed
Well,
them.
right.
So,
The
so we
reason
so
why is
we
even if they're not, they themselves were not involved. They
yeah,
know that he is the type of has the moral character to take a
call
strong
them out.
stand against it. And would
Yeah,
if he finds
call
out
them
they're
out.
doing it,
Yeah,
he'll rat them out too, and they don't like it.
exactly. Yeah, and that's what I'm
Only
saying. That
bad guys hate someone who tells the truth.
yeah, and so like
I
I
mean,
said, if
there's times when I'm a bit of an asshole, and some
yeah,
people like will clap back at me, and I'm like,
and that's why
well, fine then.
and that's
But
why I hope. Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I hope that if Trump decides to run again in 2024, I hope that's one of the biggest things he does is
I think that would
pardon.
actually be a decent move because a lot of people who hated Trump, they realized that who they now voted for didn't do what they promised, and now
Hmm.
they're unhappy and they realize, oh,
Well,
okay, I didn't like Trump, but this isn't what I was promised something different. I don't like this, and
well,
I think that might change their mind to some degree. Maybe they won't
mhm.
like Trump, but maybe they'll realize Trump or maybe someone not Biden like, oh, okay, maybe I might change the way I vote because that did not turn out well. You know what I'm saying? Like they got
Yep.
voters remorse.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
No, I think that is federally outlawed, not just by state. I think I actually looked that up. I looked that up. I can't remember why. I think I
mhm.
some odd conversation came about, and I actually looked that up to see if that was legal in the state of Oklahoma, and I think it actually each state has a law against dueling. Actually, I
Yeah.
looked it up. I decided to see if that was actually a possibility. Well, hold on. All right, let me read this. Well, Snowden still broke the law, but he's a hero. Well, you got to realize that evil mustache guy, the things he was doing, he made those things legal. Uh, segregation was legal. Just because something's legal or illegal is not necessarily a moral compass. And so,
Mhm.
yes, he is a hero for telling the truth when our government would not. And that might
Yeah.
cost me some votes. But our
But,
government is supposed to work for us. They're supposed to
yeah.
tell us the truth. We're supposed to
See,
be their boss.
see
And
me
they don't remember that.
yeah. See me personally. I respectfully disagree with Dave Dunn, because the one who's breaking the law is the one who's spying on us for quote unquote looking for
Yeah,
terrorists, which was the
so
government. So
thank you,
it's the
darling.
government that broke the law. No.
Exactly. And they got mad, they got snitched on. And
Yeah.
it would be like if you saw someone killing somebody in the alley and you went and told the police and the police punished you for not minding your business. It's like,
Yep.
I mean,
Hmm.
yeah. And of course the news were like, oh yeah, he put people in danger. No, he exposed that they were killing civilians. That's not the
Yep.
same thing. And they're like, well, there could be reprisals. You don't think there's already reprisals happening? You don't think those people over there already knew what you did? And there was already
Hmm.
situations?
Yep.
So what you were afraid of is you were going to get in trouble for what you did. That's what it was. And the media spin it to make it sound like he had put American soldiers in danger. No, the people
Yep.
who are already over there, who are a
Yep.
danger to the soldiers, already know the government fucking did this.
Yep.
So they're not going to be any more surprised just because suddenly Snowden tell them so. They were afraid we would flip the fuck out, and we should have.
Yep. And we should, most of us have. Like I said, that's why we
Well, we
wanted Trump.
did, but
That
we didn't know how to do it. We didn't. I mean, talking shit on
well,
Twitter don't get a whole lot done.
that's why we all told Trump is to, when you're in office, when if you ever go back in office, pardon Stone, just as a big fu to Congress.
Yeah, just so the guy at least. I mean, so that way at
Kind
least
of
free to do what he wants. Although, I mean, where he's at now, and I can't remember. I don't know. I think it's Greenland.
He's in Russia. He's in Russia.
Oh, he's in Russia. Oh, okay, I did not know that. And I'm sure people are gonna have problems with that. But damn, we ran him into the arms of someone else. That's what we did.
Yep. Well, yeah, but I find it hilarious.
Do not run. If you have issues with Russia, do not decide to punish somebody so badly that you run somebody that smart with that much information into the arms of Russia.
Yeah,
so America shot itself in the foot on this one in so many ways.
I find this hilarious. I'm reading some of the comments. Legalized dueling with bare fists. We do have that already. It's called the UFC.
I don't see bare fists. It just says legalized dueling, in my opinion.
No, it says legalized.
Lower. Okay, Love Shack is saying that. I'm sorry. I was looking up higher. I didn't.
Yeah. We do have that already. It's called the UFC.
Yeah, dueling with firearms or melee weapons would be certainly excessive. That is true. That would be a little much. I would definitely be a one punch and done on that one. Yeesh.
That's why we had the UFC and boxing.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're supposed to be doing it just for sport, not for like revenge or whatever.
Yeah.
And that might they might not listen to the referee if it's at that point. Mind your business. It's like, oh shit, it's getting real. Someone save that guy.
Well, if you want that kind of thing, just go to prison. There's a nice fight club in prisons. So.
Oh, how about not? Oh man, if I can do something about that, the corruption in the prisons. Oh, they're not gonna like me either.
Oh jeez.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's going to be cameras in those prisons, and the feed is completely off the property. It goes to another location, so they cannot turn it off. They cannot edit it. Someone else will have access to all that happens in that prison.
Wait. So are you saying you're going to try and fix those cameras that were in Jeffrey Epstein's quote unquote cell that conveniently broke down or shouldn't?
Pretty much for situations like that, or illegally like having the guards pit the prisoners against each other in the Thunderdome, which I heard about. Is called the Thunderdome at a place in Texas. It starts with a B, and I can't remember the name of the prison.
But
I swear, Beaumont State Penitentiary. The guards, I'm throwing some salt out right now. The guards pit the prisoners against each other in a place they call the Thunderdome, and I know because a boy I used to like when I was like 16 and he was 17. I was curious. Like I was like 6 years ago. I was like trying to Google him, couldn't find him. I'm like, where is this guy? Like, did he die or something? Because I heard he kind of took a bad turn after he and I weren't like together no more. Like he stole his dad's truck, getting on the meth. I mean, it was a whole shit bag. And I found something that said inmate pen pal website. I'm like, I click on it, and sure enough, it's him. No hair. Like he straight shaved his head. I'm like, oh dear, that's not a good look. But I was like, oh dear. But his face had not changed since he was 17. I recognized that face. I was like, he's got more tattoos than he did. Hey, I got an American History X feel from that. I was like, oh dear. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write to him. I'll be like, listen, I don't know if you remember me, but holy shit, man! I didn't expect to find you here. And he was like, and he was so thrilled that he had someone to write to, and he's like, yeah, I remember you. Holy shit, I'm so sorry I was a dick to you. And I was like, oh shit, apology accepted, bro. Thanks. That was actually kind of nice of you, And so we wrote here and there. I had to be careful what I wrote because he told me they read your stuff before you get it, and I think
that's kind of creepy.
I kind of have issue with that. Like I kind of understand because you don't necessarily want instructions going in to tell a prisoner to kill another prisoner. I get why, but also like it makes when it comes to violating people's privacy and communication, it makes me kind of cringe. So I'm kind of like. I try to understand. Like,
makes you want to strangle the prison guards.
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not saying that because it's not just the prison guard. I mean, it's the prison policy in general.
Yeah.
But Spice.
crazy.
How it make lingerie fighting championships more popular? To be fair, if they already exist, they should be pretty popular. Like,
well, isn't there already mud wrestling for women in bikinis and stuff?
I've heard there is, but I've never seen it. But I've heard that there is. I don't know. I literally, this is not something I look for. Like, if y'all ever see my
Well,
internet history, this is not what you would find. Like, oh my god, it actually would be funny just to like share a screen to show you what my internet history looks like. Because there's, yeah.
go ahead. I don't care.
I'm actually a little nervous because I don't know if I've
I
looked
don't-
up something weird like anarchist cookbook or something. I'm kidding, I haven't, but
Or porn.
most definitely not. Actually, that I am actually quite secure in. All right, so let me.
Oh, by the way,
I
I
don't know.
sent.
I'll
By
add
the,
audio, but I don't think we actually need audio.
by the way, I sent you another video of that lawyer breaking
Oh,
down
okay.
movies. It's one of Jurassic Park this time. Jurassic Park.
TBR history. Okay, I guess I can go over here and do that. So let's see what we got.
Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter. Poor our Scottish friend Big Daddy-O. His grandmother, I believe, has a blockage in her liver and thin blood,
Oof.
and he's very worried for her right now. So we should probably send him some love at some point. He's in Scotland, so I'm not sure if he's even awake right now. He could be. Let's see, StreamYards. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was me checking on how it was looking up. Oh
So
yeah, that funny ass video of "Shut the Fuck Up Friday." Yeah, there's that. I was visiting Mongo. I was checking analytics. So let's just keep going now. StreamYards. Fire. Oh yeah, I'm
all
looking
that
for
fun
a picture of fire to have as my thumbnail. That's what that was.
jazz.
New hobby. So like, yeah, my dashboard, a little bit Twitter, YouTube, Twitter, YouTube. Check
Wait,
out. Yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, Peak Topology is pretty cool. He is very nice. He's in
yeah.
Ecuador and an absolute doll. Let's see. One of the clips of a live stream I did.
Yeah.
So there's that.
If you want to, it's up to you. But you should watch the video I sent you with Laws Broken, Jurassic Park. It's pretty good.
Right on. Let's see.
It's up to you.
Yeah. There's people talking shit on Twitter.
not
I was
surprising.
watching some of that. It's hard to not look at that. Nosferatu, silent movies. We were watching a while back.
Yeah.
I think that's someone's channel. I think I was trying to find a channel and I couldn't find it. Charlie Chaplin, The Bank Robbery, which I think is also another Charlie Chaplin film.
Yeah.
Buster Keaton. Oh yeah, PDF filler. I was having issues trying to do amending my tax return, so needed that. StreamYards, Twitter. Oh, I was looking for a meme called Namaste, where it said Namaste. The crazy in me recognizes the crazy in you. Because I wanted to send that to someone, because somebody had like scorched the earth at a bigger channel, and I thought it was fucking great. I was like, yes, do it, Murphy, yes.
That's cool.
Checking the email, PDF filler, checking emails. Someone else did this. Someone was looking for something to do with something creative for Windows. Like I don't know what that was about. But they gave me the computer, so they have like their own thing. But anyway.
Hey, I'll be right back. Right?
All right.
Be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I got caught. I checked out some of Geeky Gamers. I say I don't check them out. I did go and check it out a little bit. You caught me. Oh, the hellfire I'm trying to deal with the fucking IRS bullshit. Their website is so confusing. Blah blah blah. More IRS shit. PDF filler. Like, I'm a very boring girl. TurboTax a pain in the ass. So, people's tweets, a little bit of Facebook. Yeah, I am boring as like yeah, I like funny celebrity tweets.
Would you put my speaker?
I do know. It's in the car. I think it's in the car. So yeah, that's about the extent of it. Like yeah, just checking out other people's tweets and channels. Really. Yeah, I probably have the most boring. Like yeah, yeah. I got like super boring internet history. I heard about the Geeks and Gamers thing, so I went and checked out a few minutes of the stream to get a general idea of what people were like fussing about and whatnot. So I was like, I'll go look at it for a minute. So yeah, check the browser history in other computer. What other computer? Oh, is there? Wait, is that an option? Yeah, a lot of StreamYards. Ah, hug.
What up, Mungo? I was just listening to a streamer. Yeah.
That's because I don't look at porn. That's why. I was talking today because like I remember mentioning I was joking with someone. I told him that I was thinking of giving them a medical bracelet. Then when you flip it over, it says delete my internet history, and so that's what it makes me think of actually. So yeah, and somebody he was saying check other computer. Like I guess because it's Google, I think it is connected to maybe another computer or it can be. Let me go see. So I didn't really think about that option.
Yeah, I figured much. Mm.
Oh, tabs from other devices. I do not know what other devices there are, so it's actually a little scary. I do not know if it intermingles with someone else's, so I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I think I will check real quick.
Don't die on me, man. Don't die on me.
I just can't get to shake that last bit of that cough. Like, anyway, so yeah, apparently it was very boring because I went to it, and that's what it says. So, tabs from other devices. So Chrome history is what we were seeing. Tabs from other devices. Apparently there is none. So
I tend to go incognito with my stuff. That way, there is no history. It doesn't record it.
right. Well, I mean, to each his own. I'm just saying. Your computer looks almost Amish, which is funny because I don't think Amish people really have computers, but if they did, it would probably look like this. What's the best way to make internet hit search? What's the best way to make cheese?
Well, like I said, well, if Amish people have laptops, then what's the point of having buggies? They could just have cars. They don't believe in technology, so they're not going to care about laptops.
Him and that phone, I swear. He's got to change that ringtone.
So I'm guessing you have your family's background playing music.
That's my friend's ringtone, and it is like he makes it super obnoxious and loud. So like, no matter where in the house he's left it, he will know it and find it. And I'm like, I better not get a copy strike because of his fucking ringtone. I feel like,
yeah, my ringtone is a very famous video game theme music, but I don't know if I get a strike or not. But
sorry.
yeah, my ringtone for my phone is a video game theme music, but so
I think that was Usher. Yes, I do. I believe it was. Yes. Yeah, apparently it was cleared up. Everybody heard it. Like, God. Like, it's gonna keep doing that. I know if I tell him, dude, like, we're all getting tired of that ringtone, he's just gonna change it. Like, next thing you'll hear is regulators mount up, and I'll be like, I asked for this. I fucking asked for this. I fucking know it. Like, he would do it. He would totally do that to me. And he'll start singing it. And I'll just be like, oh, God. No, dude. But, man, I mean, I don't even know how to approach people. Like, it's weird. Hugs, Mongo. I don't know if I welcomed you properly, but hugs. But, like, yeah, I gotta really get rid of this, like, lingering little cough thing. It's like, it's bugging me. Like, I just feel like the sinus thing, that whole bit going on. I'm just like, so, welcome to the jungle. Nice. Uh, oh, I'll tell the story of a ringtone. Oh,
There we go.
God bless America. All right, I had changed it to this ringtone to be funny because I usually was just hanging out around like friends of mine or whatever. And my dad had to go to the hospital because he was in pain. And of
Okay.
course, I'm not thinking about ringtones, text tones, or how loud the ringtone was.
Mm-hmm.
God help me. So we're in a hospital,
Yeah.
and my dad's in like I guess like it's got like a little triage like the area like you got a little curtain area. He was in there. I just walked from there. I was going 40 feet to the front door. So where the front
Yeah.
door was, I was going to go outside and have a cigarette because like he's laying down, someone's attending to him. I'm gonna go have a cigarette. I'll come right back. And so I didn't make it to. I made it halfway to that door, so I'm at probably the 20-foot mark. And right here is where people check in. This is the front desk. Here's the door.
Yeah.
Oh, I got rid of this ringtone.
Yeah.
I'm actually afraid to do it out loud. I'm gonna have to lean in close. But the ringtone and hospitals echo. It was like, oh, coming out of my purse. And everyone turns and looks at me, and I'm like, I'm like scrambling for my purse, like this, and just like right out the door. I was dying, and like I slightly scolded the person who messaged me. I mean, I only slightly because they didn't know, and there's no way they could have known. They just didn't know where I was, and I was like, I'm at the hospital. And oh my, I told them, and I was like, dude, I remember that ringtone. I thought it was such a funny idea to put on my fucking phone. And he's like, yeah, that just went off right in front of almost everybody in the hospital. And he's laughing at me, and I'm like, fuck you. Like, oh, but it's straight. It sounded like someone was having way too good of a time in my purse, and the way the hallways are, everybody heard it. I was like. My dad didn't say anything. My dad probably heard it. He probably just didn't know where it came from. Thank God. Because you pull the curtain, so he probably heard it and probably laughed.
Hey, Arisha had a good laugh from it, I guess.
I laughed after, but at that particular moment, everybody just turned and looked at me. I was like, oh my God. Like this sounds like some freak. That sounds like a freak party going on in my purse. I'm just like, oh, I deleted that ringtone before I walked back in there. I'm like, this is not happening again. No.
Yeah,
I was dying. This is back when flip phones. This is back when flip phones had a really decent like amount of like ringtones to offer. Yeah, because it was I think the phone I had just before I started using smartphones.
Having that kind of ringtone is like something you would do to prank your friend. Like say if your friend lets you use your phone.
I pranked myself apparently.
Yeah, I would do that to my friend. If I would ask my friend, hey, can I borrow your phone? My phone's dead. Sure. So I would talk to it, use his phone, and I would just put that ringtone on his phone. And if someone calls him or texts him, he gets
Thanks, Love Shack. Thanks a lot, buddy. Jesus.
That'd be hilarious as fuck.
Oh, I was totally just. Yeah, he's like, what? I know. But that's yeah, hilarious. Oh my God, I'll never forget that. I was just like, oh. I think that was 2007. I still haven't forgot that. I was like, oh my Lord. Like, oh.
Sounds about right.
Oh, wait, no. It might have. God, actually, it might have been like earlier than that. I don't remember. It's been a while. I think it had to be earlier than 2007. But
yeah.
I just remember those people looking over and they're like, I'm like, oh. Can you open up another room for me? I'm dying. I was always afraid to walk back in there to see my dad because I have to walk right past that same fucking registration desk and everything, and I'm just like,
Well, hey, well, think of it this way: that ringtone plays in the entire hospital. You go back to see your dad. I'm pretty sure those nurses back there probably just giggling to themselves too. They don't really care about embarrassment. They just
they
think it's funny.
probably did. Everybody, once they saw me getting my phone out and try to like panically shut it up, they
So they
probably
probably
like.
just, yeah, they're probably just cracking up by
I
having
think
that
it was the
desk. Yeah,
initial shock of it. Like everybody's just like, and then I'm like, everybody's looking at me. Oh God, like, oh,
it's more just like
run.
awkward, awkward. Yeah,
Yes, yeah. So like that's yeah.
but still
I
funny.
remember I actually had two ringtones on there I like, and honestly, of the two, I think that was probably the better one because the other one sounded like a fully automatic weapon going off.
That's even worse. I think that's the one. I think that's the worst one. Hey, you would have
Yes, that's
orgasmic,
what gets you giggled at.
orgasmic,
The
or
other gets people ready to draw a weapon. You're just like,
yeah,
whoa, whoa, it's just my
yeah.
purse, yo. I don't shoot me, bro.
So which one would you rather have, orgasms or gunfire ringtone?
Gosh, I guess I'm okay with what it was considering. So I was just yeah, I had thought of that. I was like, man, I'm glad it wasn't that like AK-47 going off. Holy crap! So I think that's the name. That was the name of the ringtone with AK-47, I believe. Like I don't
That's
know if they're auto or not, or could be, but like it just goes, it does that bit. So I guess that sounds
well,
like more like auto.
well,
I guess.
my notification sound from my phone is a TNT going off, bump, 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 and then explodes. It's funny. So
Uh,
that's my
yeah, these days I don't know. That might get someone worked up. Shit.
yeah, that's my alarm clock every morning. So I'm used to it.
Oh my God. Oh
What?
Lord.
Now what?
Love Shack's like, I will copy and paste that sound until I get a 3-minute ringtone.
You see what you did now? See what you did?
I overshared, folks. But
Hey, wait. Do that same sound for a whole minute just for him. Just do it. Rather than clip for a whole minute's worth of that.
I will crack up. I can't even. I just do
I
like,
don't care.
I have to dial. Dude, people, if I can hear them, they can hear me.
We talk about women fake it all the time. I'm
Hope
kidding.
you're not doing your job. Anyway, what other retort could I possibly have?
I know. I just had to give you a hard time. So.
Yeah. But yeah, if I can hear them, they can hear me. So I'm like,
Yeah, and your kid's probably like, "What is she doing in there?"
be like, Mom, don't be gross. Is what I do. My daughter's a teenager. She'd be like, Ew, Mom, what are you doing?
That'd be hilarious to listen to.
My daughter would be like, I'm gonna downvote your stream for that, Mom. Man, speaking of which, like, dude, the stream didn't even start yet, and someone already had given me a downvote. I'm like, you didn't even hear what I said yet. I mean, I could see you downvoting me like
Well,
assets.
you're always gonna have trolls. Just give me a download for the heck of it. So,
Dude, just like Facebook, when like you give someone a like or whatever, I think it should like when you hit this, like it should give you the list of who did what. I think that would be fair. I think that would. Like, I mean, think about it. If you think someone's one of your YouTube friends and you have them on the panel, y'all get along great, and you find out they're the one that downvoted you, and they stabbed you in the back like that.
well, they could be doing it for a joke too. Because think about it for a sec. Imagine you having millions of people liking your videos. How are you gonna look at? Are you gonna look at like 1 million plus list of names who liked your video? That'd be kind of weird. But
Well, I mean, if you want to go through that many, I guess, but like maybe it should start with the people you're subscribed to,
uh,
and then like go from there. Because if you have if you have a million followers, you're probably not actually following a million people.
well,
So
like I said, that's still a lot of people to kind of see who's liking or
well,
unliking your
for
video.
smaller channels like this, though, like that could be workable because I could sort through like 15, 20 likes or whatever's going on.
Hey,
I haven't looked yet.
the more popular you get, the more likes and subscribers you'll get. So you get more pretty soon.
All right. Oh my goodness! Did you remember? I don't know if you saw it or heard about it, but Lieutenant Colonel Schaefer.
I know Shaver about it. What's the story? I don't think I've heard the story.
All right, well, I had him on a live stream, which was like super wicked awesome. Like, I really thought more people would come see that. I was really surprised.
Hmm.
But anyway, like, so I had mentioned wanting to run for governor, and someone had asked me, Ruthie had asked me, like, what my qualifications and this and that were. And when you misinterpret tone when you can't hear them. So I thought she was
Yeah.
coming at me sideways, and I'm like, well, rare, what did I ever do to you, you know? And so I just threw out the most fucking honest shit I could. I was like, my qualifications is I'm obnoxiously honest. I care about constitutional law, and I feel that perhaps maybe someone who's poor should take a go at this because maybe rich people just are not in touch with what regular people need.
Yep.
And no shit, dude, Lieutenant Colonel gave it a thumbs up. I was like, bruh. He gave it a heart. I was like, dude, yes. Yes.
Well, there you go. Well, there
I
you
was
go.
very
Yeah.
excited. I was very excited about that. I started to fangirl for a minute. I was like, oh my God. Oh, Lieutenant Colonel just liked my response. Yes. I like that. That's a good start. I feel like maybe that wasn't a stupid answer. Yes. You know,
Yep.
oh, Bone says it could be an accidental downvote. No, like literally, if you go through my streams, every single one has at least one downvote. Someone always
Then,
comes
then,
by and just drops a downvote.
then
And
how
it's
about
been going on for so long, I actually can't even when it first started happening last year, I had a couple of theories on who it might be,
mm-hmm.
but like at this point, either they're just like really salty for a really long time, or someone else is taking it up. I'm not entirely certain, to be honest.
Or like I said, they may be just trolling you too.
Well, it's hard to troll me if I don't even know like who kind of. I mean, it's kind of half-ass trolling. It's not much
Mm-hmm.
interaction. Sorry, I got a little hiccup there. I coughed to the point where now I have a slight hiccup. I don't think you should be too worried. Well, I'm not too super worried about it. I just like and the thing is the tricky part is like if we're live streaming and they give it a downvote, then that's still watch time and everything. So if they have decided, because apparently when I mentioned this, apparently they heard me. So whoever it is heard me and decided to start doing it before I stream, so I don't get the watch time and I still get the downvote.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you're putting thought into this.
Well, it looks like you got 3 downvotes now already.
Oh, three! Dang. Okay.
Hey,
Man.
everybody start downvoting her. Let's go.
No, that's just not even nice.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, that would not be nice. I noticed on some people's live streams, like you can give it a like, but it won't show how many likes they've gotten. Like I don't know how to make that happen.
Looks like it went back to 2.
Huh?
Looks like it went back to 2.
I'm sorry.
Looks like it went back to 2.
Okay. All right. That was Love Shack probably fucking with you or you.
Nope, it's 3 again.
Wait, somebody just said ice cream. Excuse me. Did I hear ice cream? Okay, I'm blind. I'm gonna need a little help.
White chocolate raspberry cheesecake.
White chocolate's not chocolate. White chocolate is like a weird sugar thing.
No, you misunderstand. It's not white chocolate that's in it. It's actually sugar that's in it. But it's white is the color of the ice cream. Raspberry cheesecake.
You stop laughing at me.
Ice cream.
There's a chance of ice cream. Don't be mad. Don't
And
hate.
cheesecake, real cheesecake. And we're chopped live from the back.
Oh, and cheesecake. Yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game.
You want to get
Hold
chocolate,
up.
bring it out.
All right, there is straight up ice cream and cheesecake on the table right now. So, like, yeah, laugh all you want, but yum. That stuff is good. That tastes like I don't give a shit about how fat I am. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I gotta agree with her. I gotta agree with her daughter. Yeah, white chocolate does exist. It is a thing.
Nah! And that was not my daughter. That was the neighbor that I got mad at earlier today.
Well, regardless, white chocolate is a thing. So
I don't feel that it is because like it comes off the it's natural like it's naturally brown. It
Well,
comes from like
how do you
this
know
red
it? Well,
bean looking thing. I think
wait. How do you know it's naturally brown? How do you know that?
I've seen documentaries where they're like harvesting it and shit.
Well, they can hire it for anything. They can put any kind of food color dye, and then be it can look blue for all we care. It's still
It's
gonna be
kind of weird
chocolate.
when you see the process of them picking it off the plant and the like running it through the
Uh-huh.
process of crushing
Uh-huh.
it and doing this. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I've seen them too. I'm just saying that they come from cocoa bean, yes, but doesn't mean it just starts out as brown. They can make it. They can make any color out of it.
see, that's fair. That's reasonable. That's totally fair.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
Yes.
But like I said, going back to the chocolate thing, yeah, just white chocolate. There's what's that red? What's that red chocolate? No, what is it? That red
Red
sour
velvet.
cake.
Red velvet.
Red velvet. Yeah, that's another sour chocolate right there.
Yeah, that's
It's just
chocolate
different.
with red food coloring.
It's just
I was.
it's just,
I
it's
don't
just
know
different
what the
color.
hell. I don't know what I thought it was, but I can tell you my mind was totally. I did you just really? Wow. Anyway, it took me a second. I had to double take. I was like, wait, what? Oh my.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I
So
love that
people
one.
can see my live streams. So like run for governor. There are gonna be people picking through this. Like, man, she uses a lot of profanity. You know, like, ah, you should have some answers. But
I agree with I agree with Bone. White chocolate matters.
oh my goodness, let's not make this turn into something controversial now.
Hey, Bone started, not us. So
Brown chocolate's better. So it sounds like they have a. It sounds like an air raid. Well, what did you think I meant? Obviously, air raid siren. He added siren, like I didn't know. That I guess is his other ringtone. It's air raid siren. Okay, so copyright strikes and making people hide under their desk. Awesome.
sounds
Anywho's,
sounds like you got a party at your house.
it does turn out that way. It does. It does regularly, often and regularly. Like, because the neighbors are like, we pretty much share a driveway with them, so they're
Uh,
here like almost as much as they are at their own house. And especially the husband, like him and Chris play video games like every day. I'm just like, wow.
Fun time.
Like, and at least she always knows where to find her husband. All she gotta do is just walk down the driveway. There he is. Like, yeah.
Hey,
So
just to
everybody
clarify,
gotta so yeah,
just
huh?
just to clarify from the Love Shack, yes, I'm aware that chocolate is naturally brown, but like I said, it doesn't mean it stays brown. You can make it any color you want.
Well, it doesn't count.
I don't care. White chocolate is a thing.
It shouldn't be.
I don't
Just
care.
just think of the Jurassic Park meme. They were so concentrated on whether or not they could, they didn't think of whether or not they should.
Wait, did you actually watch that video? The one I sent you?
I mean, while I've been talking to you, no.
And I was saying, did you watch that video? The lawyer breaking down
I
Jurassic Park.
did. We talked about it. I talked about like how I disagreed about
No,
Batman.
no, that was. I'm talking about the one he does on Jurassic Park.
No, I have not seen that. Have you sent that to me since I've been on the stream?
No, I sent you a couple hours ago, but yeah, you just mentioned Jurassic Park, and I'm thinking, wait, you saw that video, did you? Yeah, it
No,
shows.
I did not. All right,
Yeah,
all right. So the lawyer has something to say about that.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right.
No worries.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get some fucking cheesecake and I'll come back because
Yeah,
cheesecake.
I'm about to take off, so I gotta do some stuff around the house. So I'll catch you later.
I was gonna have you hold the fort while she's got cheesecake and came back.
I know.
Fine.
I gotta do stuff around the house, so I'll catch you later.
I
Okay.
probably do too, but
Later.
now with all these people in the house. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna kick like everybody out and be like, listen, just get the fuck out. 'Cause I need a carpet shampooer. Y'all are slobs.
I'll save it. I'll save it around for your next stream. So, all right. Later.
Yeah. And say goodbye to everybody as well. Tell everybody you love them. Okay. He loves you anyway. Anyway, okay. God, it's 10 people. Goodness. But indeed, indeed, that's exactly what I was arguing. Exactly. So, anywho, but yes. All right. So, I am behaving. Good as it gets. Hugs. Anyway, but he's like he's super nice. Well, thank you. I think I don't remember what store I got. I think I got the Salisbury store. I kind of like this kind of thing going on. I thought that was kind of neat. I was like, anyway, I'm gonna go have treats that I should not have. And yeah, and I'm sure that now they're eating, they'll be quieter now that the live stream is ending because this is how this works. They always get quieter. Anywho, okay, you're stuck on slasher. This whole slasher thing. You keep calling me slasher this and that. It's weird. Like, anyway, but hugs to all of you. You've all been super wicked awesome. And I might stream later. I don't know. I'm hoping to get some sleep tonight. So we'll have to see. But I'll probably definitely be hopping around in people's channels and saying hi. So either way, love all of y'all's. And also on my pin tweet, like if you want to try to help me get the money together to be able to put my name on the ballot, that would be super wicked awesome. I do hope to go tomorrow, and oh, I am. It just takes me forever to say goodbye. It really does. It does. Aw, I love you too. Thank you. But yes, if you would like to help with that, that would be super awesome. I do plan. Yeah. I do plan to go tomorrow and like I guess talk to the election board and like actually get direct answers on what I need to do and see what happens before anybody donates too much money because that would what was that? Why? What is okay, apparently some of these remind them of their daughter. Okay. I hope that's a good thing. Anyway, so yeah. Yes, but yeah, before anyone donates too much, I want to make sure that like there's not other stuff because if they want say like 5,000 signatures or something on top of that, I don't think I'd be able to do that in the next like 2 weeks. I don't think that would be possible. Like that would just so let's hope they don't want that because otherwise, ooh. So, anyways, but lots of hugs to everybody. Love y'all. Excuse me. And I hit the end broadcast. Excuse me.